Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Heaven's Bridge Tarot. My name is Nia. I'm a psychic medium and a spiritual teacher, and in today's video you will be receiving a tarot reading, channeling some personal heartfelt messages from your deceased loved ones, as well as a special psychic Q&A. We will start off with a tarot reading, and afterwards I will be answering the questions that you guys asked me in a community post that I did a while ago. So I'll see you there. So welcome, this is the tarot part, the introduction to the 3 groups that you can choose from today. So we will be channeling your loved ones so that they can deliver a very important message to you, something that they want you to hear right now. It's a timeless reading, so whenever now is, it will be valid. For group number 1, we have this beautiful card that says love and compassion, and with it we have a red Jasper heart crystal. Then for group number 2, we have the beautiful rainbow. It says blessings on this card, and with it we have a rainbow 7 chakra crystal. And then for group number 3, we have the new moon. It says promise, and with it we have this cute opalite moon crystal. All you need to do now, as always, is to focus your attention on the loved one you would like to connect with today. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, pause the video if you have to, and when you think you're ready, just see which one of these 3 groups calls your attention the most. Do not overthink it, let your intuition decide, and then you can have a look in the description box down below where you find the timestamps for each individual group. So I'll see you there. Welcome to your reading, group number 1, everyone who resonated with love and compassion and these 2 beautiful red hearts that you can see here. So we are about to ask your loved ones what they want you to hear right now. Keep in mind this reading is for the collective. Only take what resonates, feel peaceful about what doesn't. It will be for someone else. So, obviously, this is about love, guys, and the reading is timeless. So if you do this with me right now, whenever you hear this, it will work. Just open up your heart to love. Your loved ones want to send you love. Look at these 2 hands, and it's a 2-way love communication here that is going on. So they are saying, the love you send them, and I don't know what it is that you're doing. Either you might be praying for them, you might be living their legacy, you might be sending them positive thoughts, you might be keeping their memory alive, whatever it is that you radiate, they receive it and they give something back. So they are saying, I hear your prayers, I feel your love, I know how much you love me, and I'm sending you love back. Can you feel it? So there is a strong heart connection going on between the 2 of you. And you should know this. You should be able to feel this. If you haven't felt anything at all, know that you have to work on your energies, purge the negative and focus on the positive. But the majority of you should be very much aware of this. So you should have been receiving many signs, and if you have trouble understanding signs, definitely watch my Q&A part, because I speak a lot about what kind of signs loved ones send and what to do to open yourselves up to them. Definitely check it out, because there is a lot going on between the 2 of you, and often spirit communication is not very tangible. It's something you feel, okay? And I love the green vibes. Green stands for growth and healing. And your loved ones want to tell you that they really feel your feelings, and you might be feeling theirs. So be very mindful that when you can't let go of a loved one, when you carry a lot of guilt or remorse or just brokenness with you regarding your loved ones passing, it affects them. So watch my educational videos. They will help you let go and find acceptance. And when you do that, you help them so much on the other side. Know that they really want to help you too. So this is just a mutual, absolute soulmate connection thing going on. You are soulmates. You have built this loving bond for so many lifetimes. And as I always say, soulmates are not strictly romantic. A soulmate is anyone who is your companion in one or several, if not all, lifetimes you have ever had and will ever have in the future, to help you grow. And often we only grow through pain. You know, this is true when you want to grow muscle, you have to exercise and it hurts. Your muscles hurt, but they grow. And this is a very tangible, practical example of what goes on with the soul. But they love you so much. You love them. They know this. I love that so much. And guys, I love this setup here. Do you appreciate the aesthetics in my video? I hope you do, because like I'm a very visual person, and I just love this red heart in the center of these two angel wings that my cat actually sent me from the other side. I'm gonna get some tarot messages now. If you want to support me, please give this a thumbs up and please comment. I want many people to see, especially the psychic Q&A, and if you comment, the algorithm will suggest this video to more people. So please just leave a heart emoji, it will help so much. And if you want to join the tribe, please subscribe. That's how it works. So, whoa. Loved ones, what more do you want to say? They love you, and many animals are coming through, by the way. Animals from the other side of the rainbow bridge. I feel my Saint Bernard very strongly. Are you feeling your pet? Because pets have such pure hearts and souls. Many pets are coming through, as well as human souls. The sun, oh look, and there is a little birdie, and a white rose. So, white flowers, birds, and I heard something else. Not sure, clouds maybe, might be a sign from your loved one. So they send you these constantly, also the color blue. But yeah, birds are spiritual messengers. And what they're saying, you are like sunshine for each other's souls, so you fill each other's hearts, and it is absolutely possible to do that while you are separated, okay, while your loved ones are in spirit and while you are still alive. There is so much going on, and I was saying they will help you heal, but obviously you need to be receptive for this healing, and you need to choose the higher vibration. If you choose to be down all the time, it won't work. So you need to reach out to them with love, gratitude, and compassion, not with anger, grief, and sadness, because then it won't work. But the majority of you will know this. And they want you to know that they are so happy where they are. They felt like a bird set free when their soul left the body, because paradise is real, and that's where they are. Ace of Swords. Love this card. This person here is holding a key. And by the way, if you find like snail houses, that's a sign as well. Like signs are so personal, but snail houses could definitely be one. And they're saying you have the key to the portal to the other side. So you should already know this. You should have recently stepped up your game when it comes to spirit communication or your spiritual awakening. So you might have had dream visitations from your loved ones, received stronger signs. Maybe you've gotten into tarot readings just now to communicate with your loved ones. You have a key to communicate and feel your loved one's presence. Again, if you want to learn more about this, watch the Q&A at the end. And they have so many messages for you, and you have so many messages for them. The moon in the reverse, guys. The moon is also a portal, represents the portal to the spirit realms, but also represents, the connection to the depths of your soul. And I'm glad it's in the reverse. And look, there's a little fox next to this lady. If you are grieving the loss of a pet, or even if you're not grieving anymore, but you lost a pet, know that they're still with you, and they will have given you probably very specific signs. So I'm going to share something personal that you might resonate with. My very first dog, who was like my fur mother. Her name was Bonnie, and this morning I checked my comments and someone commented and their username was Bonnie, and I thought, is that my dog? I'm not sure. And then a few comments down, another Bonnie commented and she said, still here. So that's a very, tangible, amazing written sign. You might have received something similar. Your pets are still with you. They are your soul companions. They never leave your side, and pets can, cross the rainbow bridge back and forth so easily. But again, this is not necessarily just about pets. Your loved ones visit you too all the time. Okay, now let's get another one of these lovely new magical oracle decks from Lori. You can also send me some crystals or cards for this channel. I have an Amazon wishlist link down below. Love these trees, and the heron is on it. Another bird. Maybe you've been finding feathers from your loved ones. Dragonfly emergence. Dragonflies are very magical creatures. They are, like butterflies as messengers, but they're even more spiritual. So and look, the white lotus, again, the white flowers, dragonflies, is absolutely the other side reaching out to you, and your loved one is saying something will emerge. So if it's been quite quiet between you and your loved one recently, expect something to come up. It will probably be a very powerful sign, something that you can read, see or hear, or anything else that resonates with you and is in alignment with you, but something's going to come up from the depths of you and your loved one's soul connection, which I love. And now I'm going to use my very own messages cards that some of my OGs love. And I mentioned something very emotional in the Q&A about these cards. I cried during it. If you want to know why, watch it. So, loved ones, some final messages, please, loved ones. Do you want group number 1 to hear? By the way, they definitely use clouds to show you shapes. There is unfinished business, so you might know this, but know that whatever unfinished business there is between the two of you, you will get another chance in your next lives to finish that business. Nothing is ever lost forever, nothing. We get so many chances to fix our relationships and failed lessons, because we live infinitely. And they're making a point here about a portal. Please let me go, I beg you. I felt that strongly in the very beginning, that many of you are very grief-ridden. And it's okay to grieve. In the first phase of your loss, you need to allow grief. And I also talk about this in the Q&A. You need to purge it, release it, okay? But accept that this happened, because your sadness will weigh down your loved one and you will make it harder for them to find peace on the other side. So as you heal, you will help them heal as well. And the more you let go of their physical presence, the stronger their spiritual presence will be. And, the stronger the signs will be that they send you. I'm in a much better place. I told you, when their soul left the body, they felt like a bird set free. So all suffering, all physical limitations just stopped, and they are now in a magical paradise where they can go back to earth to visit you. So don't forget that. Don't feel guilty about how your loved ones are doing, or don't be afraid. They're doing so great. They're in a much better place, and that will hopefully give you comfort to, let go of their physical presence in your life. So this is all that I have for you in this reading. Have you enjoyed it? Leave a thumbs up, and I hope I'll see you in the Q&A. Check out the timestamps in the pinned comment. So yeah, until then, hopefully, bye. Welcome to your reading, group number 2. Everyone who resonated with the rainbow bridge and the blessings. So we are about to channel your loved ones from the other side so that they can deliver an important message to you that they want you to hear right now, whenever right now is. This reading is timeless and it's for the collective. So if you hear something that might not feel right for you, feel peaceful about it. It will be for someone else. Only take what does resonate with you, okay? So I'm loving the energies here. And it's funny that it's gotten very gloomy now. There's a huge cloud covering the sun. But you know what I always say? After the rain, when the sun comes back out, you might see a rainbow. So you will probably have chosen this group because rainbows are so relevant and meaningful to you. They are hugely meaningful to me. And I almost named my channel Rainbow Bridge Tarot, but I didn't because I didn't want people to think that the channel is only for transition pets. But that being said, pets have been so present in my energy field ever since I did my Rainbow Bridge reunion meditation. Check it out if you want to feel your deceased pet. And pets, you know, they don't get enough attention in spirit. We only focus about, you know, deceased human souls, and that's very sad because pets are just as important and relevant. Obviously, not everyone will be asking about a pet. Anyone who is on the other side is coming through here to send you blessings and hope if life is really gloomy right now. And as I was saying it, the sun is coming back out. So that message for you is that, and I'm feeling their energy. So let me just tune in. So I'm feeling like very caring father figures come through. Someone here will be watching, who knows that it's their dad coming through. Yeah, I hear the name John or Jonathan. And also, hang on, I'm hearing an African name that I cannot pronounce, but it's kind of, you know, how African names have combination of consonants that we can't properly pronounce, and there is one that kind of starts with NG or NB or has that NB, NG in the same syllable in it. So anyway, your loved ones, they come through for you and to give you hope and to bless you and to guide you. They want to guide you through that storm, and they promise that there will be a rainbow. I know that's so cliche, but you know, it's true. And here, look at that. There is a heart in the clouds. So have you been finding heart-shaped things, seeing heart-shaped things? They want to reassure you, yes, that was me. So if you saw a heart-shaped cloud, if you saw a heart somewhere, it was them. They're reassuring you, yes, stop doubting it, that was me. And they really, really love you. And there's something about red. So maybe they sent you a song that had a red in it, like Lady in Red is a popular one, or they showed you Red Balloon. There's Nena song, the German singer from the 80s, Nena, love her. She has this song, 99 Luftballons, 99 red balloons. Why am I saying red balloons? Is it red balloons in English? I don't know. You know what I mean. They send you little signs of hopes all the time, and you will understand them. Yeah, songs and rainbows and hearts. Now, loved ones, please come through and say more. And you guys, if you're watching, please support me. Give a thumbs up and drop a rainbow emoji. It would help so much, because then other people like you will see this video. And it's very important because I have a Q&A at the end that will help a lot of people. And if you are new and would like to join the tribe, please subscribe. Look, there's a heart on here as well. the hearts. It's kind of shaped like a pretzel, and I always say this pretzel, the word comes from the Latin word meaning arms, because a pretzel represents crossed arms, and we actually put the pretzel the wrong way. You're meant to put it upside down, and then you can really see the crossed arms of the monk. So they are sending you a hug from heaven. They want to hug you from heaven. Page of Swords in the reverse. Dandelions will definitely be a sign for you. You know what I say, if you blow a dandelion and the seeds travel, you give a fairy a new home, and in return she will grant you a wish. So also this guy has achieved something, but in the reverse. So there is a little blockage here coming from you. You don't see how your wishes will be fulfilled, or you are not great. You feel like you're not great at spirit communication with your loved ones. You're feeling stagnant and a little bit frustrated. What do your loved ones have to say about that? Yeah, I should not shuffle these because they're too chunky. Oh my god. Look, rainbow showing up here on the desk for you. Hope you can see that. Okay, yes, oh my god, cool. Judgment. So you could be dealing with a legal issue and you're frustrated about that legal issue, and your loved ones are saying trust in karmic justice. Things might not turn out in your favor right now, but in the end they always will, because karma is real, okay? And all areas in your life, trust in karmic justice. And for those of you who are frustrated because you don't receive signs, your loved ones and angels, angel energies coming through as well, they're saying, we're sending you these signs, we are talking to you. So maybe you need to educate yourselves more about how you can receive signs, identify them. I talk about this in my Q&A, so definitely watch it, because it will help you understand the signs that the loved ones send, because they are sending them. And again, like song lyrics are a big one. The Hierophant. They are your guides, or your actual guides are coming through, because this is the Heavens Bridge channel. Anyone from the higher realms can walk over that bridge. So there is some wisdom that they want to give you, and you should listen. Like, they really want you to listen. Some of your loved ones, they might have been the fussing type. So like, they might have given you lectures about, I don't know, ethics or like morals, or how you should go on about things in life. And they're still doing that on the other side, and they mean really well. So they are telling you, you will, and I said this in my Q&A, suffer a lot less if you educate yourselves truly about genuine spirituality, about karma, about soulmates, about soul contracts, about all of that. And I have a playlist that not many people watch. You really should, where I explain all of these things, and it will bring so much comfort to you if you do. So educate yourselves. Education is power, also in spirituality. Now, let's get another one of these magical cards from Lori. If you too want to send in, why did I do that? Some cards or crystals. I have an Amazon wishlist link down below. What more do you want to say, loved ones? Fairies. How amazing is that? I said my little fairy thing, and yeah, I'm just gonna say it, fell, if you're watching. I felt your dad come through here, and this is absolutely for you and for anyone else who resonates with this. Believe in magic. Magic is real. And unfortunately, I get so many people who do watch tarot readings and who do believe in the afterlife, or on my other channel, they do believe in galactic beings and all of that. But they reject certain other supernatural phenomena like nature spirits, or the fact that every physical symptom has a spiritual root cause. If that's you, you need to really, learn a lot more. Okay, and that is why we go through suffering, in order to learn. If we were super happy, we would not be dealing with the uncomfortable stuff, and that's why we incarnate. Planet Earth is school for the soul. It's not meant to be fun all the time, unfortunately. But yeah, know that in addition to your loved ones, your pets, spirit guides, angels, and friendly nature spirits are all around you. And the more you open yourselves up to the other side, the more magic you will feel in real life. And it's definitely happened to me as well. I've grown a lot, but it comes with a lot of severe pain. So I can relate. Now let's get some final messages. These are my very own messages cards, and I talk something very personal about these cards in my Q&A. It made me cry. So loved ones, what do you want to say with these cards? My longtime followers will recognize these. I don't use them that much anymore, whoops, but I probably should. I forgive you. So look, if you feel very guilty about something in your relationship with your loved one or about you personally, they forgive you. So I feel like for some of you, you might be feeling like you are letting your loved one down, especially if this is a parent figure or a significant other, like you're letting them down because you're really suffering and you know, you let yourself go and you've not been your best version. They forgive you, they understand. And anything else between the two of you, they understand because they know about karma and your soul contract. So you are forgiven. We will always reunite after separation. We are soulmates. Very similar message here. Similar to group number 1. So trust and believe you are soulmates. Soulmates are not just romantic, guys. So they know that when you cross the rainbow bridge, you will reunite in heaven, and then you will choose a new lifetime. Maybe not even on planet Earth, maybe somewhere else. Maybe you'll both become fairies, who knows? You are so strong. So this is a message for those of you who feel like your loved one might be disappointed in you because you show a lot of weakness. They see the strength it takes for you to, you know, be alive through these hardships and to be dealing with the constant rain and gloom in your life. So they are very proud of you for hanging in, for not giving up. So please trust and believe that you are doing so well and it's not unseen, guys. So look at the rainbows. Your loved ones love you. And if you love this reading, please leave a thumbs up and definitely check out the Q&A. The timestamps are in the pinned comment. Until then, bye. Welcome to reading group number 3, everyone who resonated with the Promise New Moon card and this lovely Opalite moon crystal. You're about to receive a message from your loved ones on the other side, something that they really want you to hear right now. Keep in mind this reading is for the collective, so not every single detail might resonate with you. Only take what does. Feel peaceful about what doesn't. It will be for someone else. But yeah, let's get into it. It's kind of getting really serious. The mood is getting quite serious. So time and space are relevant, guys. You can do this with me right now. Just, I don't know. I feel like everyone's really serious. I feel like, I don't know what this is, but like open up your hearts now to this serious conversation. Okay? But not serious in a way that you will be scolded or something. It's just a very serious thing, obviously about a promise. So I'm hearing the words, the promise will be kept. So you and your loved ones might have promised something to each other before their passing. And this could very well be, you know, eternal companionship. For some of you, your loved one and you might have promised each other, and I'm feeling the goosebumps coming, the truth bumps. You promised each other that if one of you would die first, that the one on the other side would send signs and is saying, I'm keeping my promise. So it's not always that easy to receive signs. It's not always that easy for loved ones to give signs. So you need to learn, okay? You live and learn. You live on the other side and keep on learning there. If you struggle with, understanding signs and all of that, watch my Q&A. I teach you guys a lot there. So they are keeping their promise, and you might be keeping their promise. Maybe I'm getting a lot of information now. You left behind. You could have promised your loved one to never be with anyone else, to never find new love. And I don't know what relationship you were in. For those of you who are asking, I'm feeling like a child come through. And you promised your child something. I don't know. This is obviously about loyalty that goes beyond death. And I always say, because it's real, death is not real. Separation is not real. Just go through cycles. Actually, their life is a lot stronger in spirit than it is here. Planet Earth is school for the soul. It's just a glimpse of our eternal being, and we are so limited here on planet Earth. We are so limited. We forget who we truly are. So don't you make the mistake of believing that this is all there is. On the other side is where everything is. Okay, this is just a tiny part, and a lot of it is suffering. Why? Because without pain, we don't grow. Now, the new moon, something new is coming. This is a strong message for those of you, and I'm always speaking the truth, and I'm using the words I'm hearing. Don't be silly. You need to move on. From me, we are soulmates. We will always find each other again, but I don't own you. So if you want to be in a new relationship, go and do that. You have so many soulmates. That's why the twin flame concept is so toxic and false. You don't belong to one another for eternity. Our soul family is so big, and so much suffering comes from codependence, from toxic dependence, and from being so narrow that you think all of your love and luck and well-being depends on you being with one person. That is slavery. That is not love. True love is unconditional. So they are encouraging you to seek new love, because they are also your soulmate. This new person coming in is a soulmate from past lives, okay? And this card is coming out, okay? And it's the devil. And that's exactly what your loved ones are saying. So promises that are very limited to a specific kind of, like, if a promise is not linked to unconditional love, it becomes like a toxic web where you are tangled and trapped. That's what the twin flame thing is to me. If you don't like what I'm saying, then tune out, don't watch my readings. I always speak the truth. You don't belong to anyone. You only belong to yourself and to source, okay? And you are free. You have free will. You need to be with as many people as possible in this lifetime so that you can grow. So the love between you and your loved one will never disappear, because love never dies. But, you know, it will manifest itself in so many different ways. So, for example, in this lifetime, you might have been lovers. In your next life, you might become lovers again, but you also might become siblings or best friends or grandfather and grandchild. We are never the same person. We change genders, we change ethnicities, we change our professions, our characters, and our relationships. So let go. And the more you let go of this toxic, devilish concept that you belong to only one person, that you have only this lifetime, that you are trapped in something that is not in your highest good. You know, the more you let go of that, the more healing you will unlock. So get ready for something new. And if you were not romantically involved, still free yourselves from toxic webs that come from unhealthy dependence, okay? Because if you live in the past, you will never grow, you will never move on from where you are now. And if you are still watching, thank you, I love you. Most people will have tuned out because most people don't want to hear these things. But these, like, the truth is the only thing that sets you free. And you deserve to be free. And trust and believe that love never gets lost. True love never does. And true love is unconditional. So that means you don't put any conditions to this promise. So yeah, that's a tough love lesson here. Because it really harms you, you know? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is reluctance to change, okay? Your heart is trapped in some kind of toxic cycle, and here she's holding this clock. So know that your time is ticking in this incarnation. You only live once as this person you are now. Don't waste your potential, okay? Don't waste your time away being stuck in the past, not accepting your fate, because if you do that, things will never change. So seriously, listen to my Q&A. I talk a lot there about, you know, how you can let go, how you can heal, and how you can open yourselves up to, you know, love in all aspects of your life, and how our loved ones never leave us. But if you want things to get better for you, if you want to feel healthier emotionally, mentally, physically, if you want to have more joy in your life, you need to accept the bad things that happened and, you know, move on. You need to move on, and you can't expect for this to happen, look, on its own. Like, you are the catalyst for positive change in your life, and it starts within and then it will manifest on the outside. The butterfly is the absolute transformation symbol, and you are the creator of your destiny, okay? And everything that happens in your life is due to chosen fate and everyone else's free will. I have this playlist where I explain about soul contracts and karma and the afterlife. Watch it. This education will set you free and help you to suffer less. So it's in your hands. You can paint your future. Do you want to spend your future being miserable and lonely and holding on to something that is lost and gone? Or do you want to grow and, you know, free yourselves from this cocoon stage and have a beautiful, fulfilled life, meeting other soulmates that are written on your path? But, you know, this is exactly where free will can interfere with our higher calling and purpose. You have free will. If you want to, for example, if you were in a romantic relationship with your lost loved one, and your free will, your ego says, I want no one else in my life but that person. They are my other half, and unless I have them, I will never be whole. I will never find happiness. If you want that, if it's your will, it shall stay that way, but you will cause yourself a lot of suffering. But if you say, I accept what happened. I know that death is not real and not the end. I know that soulmates always find each other in every lifetime. I choose healing. When you do that, you open yourselves up to allowing other people into your life that are in your karmic soul contracts. But if you don't, you will not meet them, and you have unfinished business that you will then have to do in the next lifetime. Whereas in that next lifetime, you could be on a whole new level, because in this one right now, you've gone all through the challenges. So you know what I'm saying? I'm just needing to give you tough love, but everything comes from a place of compassion, guys, and understanding, because I'm going through it as well. I can only preach about these things because I had to learn them the hard way. But this is a very beautiful message here, and it's work. You are allowed to grieve, but make sure you don't stay stuck in that grieving period, because that is self-destructive and toxic. Whew. Guys, if you're still here, again, I love you. And then you're already healing. If you accept these teachings, you know, you're already healing. Let's get a beautiful card from Lori. From your loved ones. I need to shuffle again. If you too would like to send in some crystals or cards, I have an Amazon wishlist link down below. Wind activation. Look. Now, some people, when there is a storm, they are afraid and they hide away in a cave. Others, when there is wind, they use it because it's energy. And they, for example, if you're on a sailing boat, without the wind, you would not move. Okay, so you set up your sail and you just go with the flow. And other people, if they're scared of the storm, they pull down the sail and they hide away in their boat, and then maybe something bad will happen, or they will just stay stuck. I hope you understand this metaphor, this analogy. But trust that these storms in your life, the really painful and scary things, are meant to bring you further along your journey. And if you don't resist, the wheel will keep on spinning. And the less resistance you show and the more acceptance you show, the smoother the journey will be and the quicker you will get to a brand new shore. Something new. There is big potential for you right now to get to a bigger and better stage, but you need to do everything you were told to do here. The wind of change, blows of fate activate a lot in our lives if we deal with them the right way. Now, to finish off this reading, I'm gonna get some of my personal written messages cards. My long-time viewers will recognize these, and I explain in my Q&A about why I started them, and it got very emotional for me. I cry too. I cry very often. I allow myself to cry and be vulnerable, but I'm always focused on purging and moving on. That's why I'm able to do this for you. That's why I'm able to have this platform to help you free yourselves from the webs of stagnation and false teachings. I will always love you. They will always love you, but unconditional love, okay, lets go of specific relationships, of physicality, okay, and of time and space. So you will feel their love even stronger if you allow for this love to be truly unconditional. And for some of you, this love is not conditional at all. Your condition is that you want them with you in the physical and you want for things to be exactly the way they were. That's not unconditional love. And work on it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it too. And then wonderful things will happen for you in all aspects of your life. These teachings are very unpopular, but they need to be heard because they are the only teachings that help. Whoa, death is not the end. Yeah, look, it will continue. Yes, like your relationship and the way it was ended, but it was, a cycle that your two souls agreed to go through. And in your next lives, you will have a rebirth on a higher level if you make sure the love is not conditional. The less you interfere, the easier it will be. And now this card fell out and I almost crushed it. That's why it's bent now. We need to learn and grow. This is very serious here. This is serious talk. You come to planet Earth to learn and grow. And I always keep saying growth is painful. When you build muscle, it hurts, okay? Sometimes you tear a muscle. You are very often left sore and unable to move. But if you want to have big muscles, that's what happens. Same thing goes for the soul. And you will lessen your pain and your trauma if you let go of your ego, if you let go of overly identifying with this persona, with this specific, very limited, conditional being that you are in this lifetime. And I explain this further in the Q&A, but yeah, you are growing and it will be worth it if you do it, okay? So this was tough. Please let me know if you watch this till the end, say pile 3 is still here or something, and definitely tune into the Q&A. Leave a thumbs up, I would appreciate it so much, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye. Welcome back to those of you who started off by watching my tarot reading. I hope it brought you comfort and clarity. Now let's get right into the Q&A, answering your questions from the community post I did a month ago. There are quite a few. Not everyone read my post properly, so I will not be answering personal reading style questions. I will be answering anything that you wanted to know about spirituality, the afterlife, spirit communication, some personal stuff about me as well. I haven't prepared this, so I want to keep it quite, light-hearted, or as if I was talking to a friend. So get comfy, grab a drink, or keep on doing what you've been doing. I'll see which one I will answer first. So hey there, Alyssa, she asked quite a few very interesting questions, so I'll be answering hers first. You will learn a lot from this, hopefully. So she asked, if you hear ringing in your ears, what does it mean spiritually? I know there's also medical reasons this could happen as well. Thank you. Okay, so obviously I'm not a doctor, I'm not a health expert, I am a medium. So if there's something wrong with you, go seek professional help. I'm just giving my spiritual advice here. There can be medical reasons for it, but as I often say, and some people don't like this at all, any physical symptom has a spiritual cause. Now, tinnitus doesn't automatically mean that spirits are talking to you, but ringing sometimes can mean exactly that. And so if you ruled out anything else and this ear ringing happens to you when, I don't know, you think about a loved one in spirit, or you have the feeling that a loved one or a higher dimensional being might be entering your energy field, then that's exactly what's happening. So these spiritual beings, as I call them, they have an electromagnetic field. And when they enter into ours, all sorts of phenomena happen. You might get goosebumps, which I often get. You might get your ears popping or ringing. You might hear specific sounds. And I have noticed with myself personally that I get goosebumps when I speak a truth that is either very meaningful to the spirit or to the audience, or if I speak a truth that is unwanted and attacked, and I do that quite often if you know me. And then when ETs enter my energy field. And if you are subscribed to my second YouTube channel, Starseeker Tarot, it's always linked in the description box, you will know that I have been channeling a lot of galactic beings. And when I come into touch with them, when I channel them, I get ringing in my ears, or I hear noise that sounds like bells or chimes. So for myself personally, ringing is associated with galactic beings, but you might be different. And I'm just giving you examples. Also, what could be happening in your case is that you feel a breeze, some movement in the air when a being enters. And I hope that's the question answered. Then Alyssa also asked a very good question here. Does having mental illnesses make it harder to connect to spirit guides, etc.? If you have anxiety or depression or anything that can cause your mood to not always be positive, does that make it harder to connect? Is there more she's asking? No. So that is a very good question. And I have so much to say about this. Actually, I want to start off by telling you guys that having physical illness can open you up to spirit. You will see this very often, that people who go through hardships in life, especially physical illness, that they become very spiritual. Why is that? Because their body shuts down and they focus on what's left, and that's the soul, that's spirit, that's the mind. And people handle these things differently, but everyone who has an interest in the supernatural will then sometimes seek answers in that field. also the body can interfere a lot with our spirituality. That's why people meditate. They disconnect from the physical body in order to be open to the spiritual. So that's a positive side effect, if you will, that comes from physical illness. And I am chronically ill, and my chronic illness coincides with a phase in my life that can be seen in numerology and astrology, that has opened me up to spirit a lot more. I actually started my YouTube channel, this one, right when I got really unwell. So there you go. And then obviously mental illness is a bit of a different story, because if you suffer from low vibrational energies, those can come from within or from the outside, if it's people and their energies, or your own negative thinking, your own trauma. You vibrate in a certain way, and what will happen is that you attract what you vibrate. So for example, if you are really anxious and you feel paranoid, it's not a good idea to then try out spirit communication, because you will be very prone to attracting experiences that make it worse. So I'm going to give you a very extreme example. If you wanted to try out the Ouija board, and I'm not recommending that at all, or any other tool of spirit communication, and you already have some paranoia or anxiety within, and you feel a certain way about the Ouija board because your mind is conditioned by all the Hollywood movies about how people end up possessed, etc. If you then use the board, you will probably have an experience that confirms your fears. Why is that? Because you attract it. So you have to be so careful about the mood you are in, and about your intentions when you do anything spiritual, especially spirit communication. So I always recommend that before anything you do, if it's watching a tarot reading about channeling loved ones, or whether you use your own tarot cards, or I don't know what it is that you want to do in order to get into contact with the other side. Make sure that you detach from the negativity that is around you and within you. Take a moment, I don't know, go outside, do some mindful breathing, light a candle, do anything that you believe in that will help you feel protected and safe. And I always say this before every reading, I only allow for spirits of love and light and good intention to enter my energy field. I'm looking for answers, and I want the truth, and I want for everything to be in alignment with the highest good of everyone involved. And when you really mean that, and when you really feel that, you will be successful, okay? But I do not recommend connecting with anything in spirit when you're feeling really triggered or low. I hope everyone understands what I was trying to say. This is quite difficult, but I think I can bring my message across. Then another great question from Alyssa. How do you know if you're feeling spirit energy or ghosts? I sometimes just feel like there is someone there, as well as feeling cold breezes and such. Well, I kind of answered this question in the very first one. So ears ringing, goosebumps, air breezes. What else did I say? Yeah, feeling hot or cold, or feeling hot. I forgot to say that. I start to feel very hot when and shortly before I make contact with the other side. And you will have noticed that I had to take off my blue sweater because I'm so hot. And I asked Archangel Michael, by the way, to watch over us right now and to help me do this, because I've been feeling attacked recently, and this is a whole different topic. Know that if very recently you've been feeling very low, this has spiritual causes, and there is spiritual warfare going on. And if you work or stand for the good side, you are not necessarily attacked and that the other side wants to harm you, but you are being blocked on purpose because the bad side doesn't want you to win. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. So how can you feel that spirit is with you? Well, always trust your intuition. And that's where it gets really difficult for people whose intuition is not very strong, or people who are very rational and logical. You know, things like spirituality, you can't often prove. I mean, there are scientists out there. If you watch very popular ghost hunter shows, they have equipment developed by engineers, scientists to detect spirits, okay? It is a science, but you know, it's officially not wanted that we can prove the existence of the afterlife. So anyway, I'm just saying there is a science behind it. So you can use these devices to actually prove the existence of spirit. And I mentioned this in my most recent live. You can use cat balls. These little balls that cats play with, cat toys, they are motion detection toys. They work. So if you put one somewhere and it lights up, you can probably be sure that there's a spirit around it. So you can use that. But again, trust your intuition. Don't question it. Sometimes you just can't prove that there is someone there. But I can promise you that if you give in to that, feeling, there is someone there is someone watching over me, you will then get signs of confirmation, maybe not immediately, but the day after or in your dream. And also, pop culture makes us believe that spirit communication is always very spectacular. I don't know, that the lights go out when a spirit enters, that things get knocked over. Guys, that is poltergeist activity. Not every spirit is that powerful. Most spirits are very subtle and they do not have the power to make you feel amazing phenomena when they are around. So I could go on and on about this, but the video will get too long if I do. Let me know if I should do a special about this, because I obviously have so many things happening to me, so many experiences that I could share that are literally very amazing, but I'm not sure if it will make other people feel sad or jealous because they don't experience these phenomena from their loved ones. So I don't want to make anyone feel bad. If anything, I want to inspire other people and kind of teach them using my examples of what spirit communication is like. So yeah, always trust your gut instinct, basically, is the main message. So let's continue. Mary Grace Merced, I hope I'm saying that right. She also asked, how do I feel that my loved one's spirits are with me? And if I do feel these signs, how sure is it that it's my loved one's spirit and not someone else or not another entity? I've kind of already answered this question today. Please watch my video, The 7 Ways Deceased Loved Ones Reach Out to Us. I will link it in the description box. That will answer a lot of your questions. And again, the answer is quite simple. So your loved ones will, and by the way, you have to give them time to adapt to being in spirit as well. They will learn how to communicate with you. You will learn how to read their signs. And as both of you start to get better at that, the signs will become more personal. So I can tell you that between me and my beloved cat Peppy, it's blue hearts. They show up everywhere. I even found a blue heart shaped tile on a road next to the woods here. So crazy things. He sensed those. And it just started one day that I got a blue heart and I was so sure that it was from Peppy. And then I gave that my attention and I acknowledged it, and Peppy understood that. So he kept sending blue hearts. So what I'm saying is that you should find one thing that you and your loved one can agree upon that this is from them. So it might not be a blue heart for you. It might be a butterfly, or it might be a specific angel number, or it might be a word, or I don't know, a symbol. Just focus on that and trust and believe that your loved one will send you more of those. So just find one thing where you have already had that gut instinct that it could have come from them, and focus on it, acknowledge it, appreciate it, don't doubt it, and you will see more and more and more of that, okay? And often spirits can get quite personal, so they know, for example, that you like something specific, or that both of you have emotional attachment to something specific, and they will keep on sending it to you. So always trust your heart, trust your gut instinct, trust your intuition. That's how you build up that energy. I'm just scrolling through. So this is something personal here. Laden Rob, I hope I'm saying that right. They asked, how do you know you are a spiritual person? Are there signs in your astrology, or are there signs in the earth around us? I am in battle with spirituality and not wanting to believe it. That's your issue. That's why nothing happens, probably. Or even just frantically searching for any kind of sign, and I could be missing it. What are the beautiful signs about it? What are the beautiful things about it? 2 days before my late fiancé passed away, he told me, I am meant to be in your life to put the faith back into God. And then 2 days later, he passes away unexpectedly, and it's really been messing with my head and being angry and hurt at the world. How do I start to begin my healing journey? You start right now. And I give so much advice about this specific issue and almost every reading. And people tend to tune out when I give true spiritual guidance about this, because I tell you things that are kind of tough love, but they come from compassion and sympathy. Because the reason I am doing this work and I have this channel is because I went through the exact same thing as so many of you, if not even worse. And healing is possible, but only if you want it. And it's so important that initially you do give yourself the time to hate and curse God. I have been there. I lost my faith in God, but me losing faith in God and hating him made me look for what he truly is, and kind of trying to find peace with the whole concept of that higher power that supposedly controls our fate. So you have to allow yourselves to hate what happened, and to feel so much pain and anger and whatever negative emotion that you feel. Allow yourself to feel that way, and embrace it. Look at it. Don't try to immediately do something about it. In our society, whenever we have some form of pain, we want an immediate solution, a magic pill. Swallow this pill and you'll be fine. That's not how it works. We are met with challenges so that we can understand them and overcome them. So look at the pain, look at the grief, sit with it. But not with the intention of being stuck there, but with the intention to find a way out. And I promise you that you will find a way out. And the first step towards healing is that you need to accept what happened. Watch my playlist. I have so many shorts, concise teachings about things like blows of fate and karma and soul contracts and death. There is a higher purpose and a higher reason behind all of it. And when you start to accept that bad things happen to you, horrific, horrible things happen to you, when you accept that as your chosen fate, as part of the karmic soul contract that you made before coming into this life, you open yourself up to receiving answers and guidance from Spirit. Spirit always hears you. They will always bring people upon your way to help you move a few steps further along your healing journey. And my channel could be that for you to some extent, or any other channel or any other teaching, okay? But you need to accept. Healing starts with acceptance, because if you fight it, you're gonna just be a bitter and broken person, and that way you won't, be able to move on from being like shattered and crushed. And I still have moments after 20 years, for example, of losing my father and the awful life I had before losing him. I still have my moments where I get angry and upset and sad, and where I cry often, and I allow myself that, but I purge it, and I see the positive side of it. And it will take you a very long time to see the positive side of your trauma and what you did to heal. So just give yourself time and accept and wait and see what happens, what spirit will do for you, what tarot reading spirit will show you where you can learn, what podcasts, what books, what they will send your way to help you understand. But don't expect immediate change and for you to be enlightened and see everything from a different angle. It is work, but that's why we incarnate. Also, it helps a lot, and I always say this one lifetime is nothing compared to eternity. Our souls live eternally, okay? And only in this lifetime, I am Nia, looking the way I do, being female, born and raised in Germany, doing this and that, having these and those talents, having these relationships. Once my time comes to transition, I will lose this persona, but my soul will live on, and I will take all of the experiences, the good and the bad, and what I learned from them with me to the afterlife. And from there, I will build a new existence in the physical. So stop putting all your energy and attention into this one glimpse of eternity. Life is school for the soul. For some people, this school is a lot harder. For some people, it's torture, it's boot camp, but it is, school. And our true home is on the other side. And in this true home, we will always be reunited with everyone we loved and lost. Death is not real, Open yourself up to these explanations that are out there, and you will heal. And watch my readings. I have an educational playlist. There's a lot that you can do to, suffer less, and it comes from education. It's just education, and knowledge is power. It's true for everything in this world. Okay. And someone, who was this? How do you know you are a spiritual person? Everyone is a spiritual person. In fact, children, when you talk to them about where they come from, or why they chose you as their parent and so on, they will give you answers. They are so connected to that true home that I just mentioned. And just because we are so conditioned in this rational, materialistic society, we lose our touch with spirit, but we are all spiritual. But of course, in your astrology or numerology chart, you can see that some people are more spiritual, more psychic than others, but all in all, we all are. Now, Ginny Doll, she's asking, you've probably answered this previously. If so, I missed it. Sorry for asking, don't worry. How old were you when you first began speaking with deceased loved ones? How did you begin channeling them? How did you realize this was what you were doing? Okay, that's a cool personal question. And Ginny, do you have a tattoo on your chin? Are you, is there a connection to some indigenous people? I'm very curious about your chin tattoo, if you don't mind answering that question for me. So I did indeed share quite a bit about this in one of my live streams. So how old was I when I first started speaking to deceased loved ones? Well, probably 15 when I lost my father. That's when I started, because I had a strong need to connect with him, and I got some amazing signs right away. I'm just gonna share two that really, really impressed me, and I hope I'm not gonna cry, but so before my dad passed away, he would listen to this song, and looking back, I understand now why this incident happened. So he took me to Munich, and we live about an hour away from the city center of Munich. And he took me there to pick up some riding boots that I had custom made for myself. So he took me there, and we were driving in his car. And he would listen to this song, which is about someone singing, "When I die, I'll keep on living." Okay, and I actually put some of the quotes from that song, sorry, on the oracle cards that I made myself with, some sentences and words. And this song is about someone telling, like, the other person, "When I die, I keep on living forever. All my love will shine on you." And it's basically about this long-lasting connection between the one who transitioned and the one who was left behind. And my dad loved that song so much, and he was listening to it over and over again. And he said to me, "Sorry, I know it's annoying, but just let me listen to it one more time." I think on that trip to Munich, we listened to the song for at least half an hour. And now I know why. It was his soul knew that he was about to leave me behind, because it's all in our soul contracts. And he really wanted me to understand, Antonia, that's my real full name, when I die, I'll keep on living and I'll always love you. Because love never dies. So yeah. And then after he passed away on his first birthday in heaven, my mum and I went through this shopping center just to go on a shortcut to go to where we parked the car. And this song was blasting in that shopping center. And mind you, this is a very old song that didn't even make it into the charts in Germany, very unpopular here. I've never heard it again on the radio ever since, and it played on his birthday, that song that he made me listen to. And then the other very strong sign that happened to me was when I was living in London. And many people ask about what my accent is. So I'm obviously German, but I spent a very long time living in England. And so I have so many friends there and a lot of connection to the UK. So I was living in London, and I was having an absolute miserable time back then when it happened. I can't put into words. I'm life path 11, so that tells you all. I was so overwhelmed and so lost and so close to giving up and giving in. And that day was so hard in particular. And I said to my daddy, "Puppy, give me a sign, please. Show me that you're with me." And I kid you not, I was out on the streets walking to a school to pick up a child. And I looked in the sky, and there I saw a heart-shaped red balloon. And that hit me so deep, and I was so grateful, and I cried a lot. So, these beautiful things of interaction between me and my dad are the first ways of spirit communication that I use, but it was more like speaking to him and then receiving signs. The intentional ways of speaking to loved ones, well, I continued to try different things to talk to my dad. I actually, and again, I'm not recommending this to anyone, but I tried a self-made Ouija board with my mother. We set our intentions. We made sure we were safe. We did it in my dad's old car that we kept, and it worked amazingly. And then, I would just continue to have that kind of talking to him and receiving a sign connection until I picked up the tarot professionally, and that happened in August 2021, which is when I started this channel. And you can see that in my astrology chart. I was at the beginning stages of Uranus transiting my 8th house. So that is the light bringer. That is universal knowledge. That is angelic light. entering the house of death and rebirth and all things psychic. And I'm still in that transit. It's going to last till 2026. So anyways, back then I started doing tarot kind of professionally and not for myself or for fun or for friends anymore. And very quickly, Spirit led me onto this path that I'm following now, which was channeling deceased loved ones. My videos weren't doing well at all in the beginning, and I was doing more kind of love readings. And then I did my first reading about deceased loved ones, and it was really successful. And then it just all fell into place for me. So it wasn't until recently that I did it professionally, and I got a lot better since then, obviously. Yeah, that's actually me answering your question there. But again, I must say I am a very spiritual and psychic person. I had many extreme experiences during childhood. So did my father, actually, who was a doctor, very scientific, but he had some amazing things happen to him. He would always wonder about very spiritual things. Guys, now my ears are ringing. And I think that's my dad coming in. He's not an ET, but okay. Maybe he wants me to mention this. So anyways, those of you who are still watching, you're here because you like my vibe and because you're interested. So my dad was born in South Africa as a German, and then they moved to Mexico when he was 4, and he lived in Mexico and Chile until he was 18. That's when he came back to Germany. So as many people know, in Latin America, people are naturally very spiritual. And the folklore there is just amazing and so alive. And people there really believe in witches. And because everyone believes in them, they show up because people manifest them, so to say. And my dad, when he was a young boy, he told me that he saw a witch on the neighbor's rooftop. And I completely believe him. He would never lie to me. And he said that to me like dead serious when I was a kid. Because I had a witch phobia when I was little. So my dad told me that, and then told me how he helped himself and comforted himself. And witches in Mexico, Dios mío, brujeria. There's so much I could say about that. I have a very close friend who's from Mexico, and he always tells me stories about what happens over there, and his aunts and uncles who live in the country, and witch encounters, and like other beings, chupacabra and so on. Like, I'm really into that, but that's not what this video is about. But let me know if you want me to share more about that. And then also my dad, and I shared this story with my best friend not so long ago. He had this thing about himself where he could kind of interfere with electricity, and he was sitting in my grandparents' living room, and my dad went like this, and by doing this motion he would turn on and off the lights just like that. And he showed his father-in-law, my grandfather, and my grandfather was like, yeah, that's cool, but please stop now, you're gonna break the lights. So my dad, there was a lot about him. He was very interested in astrology. And then my mom has been doing astrology ever since she was 27, and she's so good at it. If it wasn't for her, I would definitely not be the person I am today. So, you know, it's just in my blood and in my upbringing. That's how I know. I'm kind of really getting lost here explaining these things to you. I'm kind of really enjoying it. I hope you are too. If you're still here, love you. Yvonne, didn't you ask questions? Okay, Yvonne asked too. Yvonne, she's from Innsbruck. She's my neighbor, so to say. She's asking, hi Nia, 2 questions. How do our loved ones spend their time in heaven, given the fact that only a part of our souls is incarnated? Does it mean we are united anyway at source? So only our ego and or our human limited bird brain is suffering from the loss. Okay, so I think first question, very clear. How do our loved ones spend their time in heaven? I have explained this many times. So the concept of time, the way we perceive it and are tortured by it here in the physical on planet Earth, is not the same at all on the other side. Here on planet Earth, time is linear, and that leads to so much suffering. We think there is a beginning and an end, and we move towards that end in whatever way, shape, or form. When we make our coffee, we start it, and then we have our coffee end result. We are born and then we die, beginning and end result. And time can feel long and tedious. Time can make us, it causes a lot of trouble, okay? On the other side, there is no time like that. That's why there is no suffering. So much suffering comes from the concept of time. So they are just, I can give you a few examples. And I have studied, by the way, so many hundreds of near-death experiences, out-of-body experience, other people channeling information. So everything that I'm teaching is a mix of me gathering knowledge from all of these sources, as well as from my own experiences as a tarot reader and channeler. So on the other side, they are either just so connected with the divine that they don't perceive themselves as an individual anymore. They are just pure love and light, and there is no concept of time. Others who are more, who identify more with an individual and or maybe the persona they were in their most recent incarnation. They hang out in the paradise zone that I often described, that first stage where we go to after losing our lives, where we are just in the most amazing, magical scene. Many people see flowers and waterfalls and animals and angels singing, and we spend time with other loved ones there. So they're just, being blissed out and loving themselves. They are in complete health and just feeling only positive things. Others, they have a job on the other side, which is to be maybe your guide, to guide you, to protect you, or to help other souls on planet Earth make it through the challenges that your deceased loved one maybe went through. There is so much, I could say so much about this. And then Yvonne's second question was, does it mean we are united always at source or with source? Yes, we are. And our higher selves, they are so connected to source that, that it makes us feel like we are source, we are with source. Again, what your problem is that you are probably too much identifying with your ego persona, with you being Yvonne, being the age you are, having the job you do, and doing the things you do. And you see yourself as a limited, incarnated being. But the more you detach from that through meditation or through, I don't know what practices you do, the more you will identify with the higher self, and the higher self connects with source, with love and light, unconditional love, and the loved one. So yes, part of us is always united with the deceased loved one. So separation is not real. That's what I'm always saying. Okay, guys, I think I should stop now because I have answered so many questions. Just one last one that was really crazy. It was also from Yvonne, and then we're gonna leave it. So she says, Yvonne, I guess it's a whole separate topic. Yes, it is. I'd like to learn more about walk-in souls. Do they step into a body during an NDE? And then she further explained that she understood this as when someone is done with their physical existence, they move on to the afterlife with their soul, and there is a free body for a different soul to take over. Guys, there is so much stuff out there these days because, we are in the new age and everyone is opening up to spirituality. Many souls for the very first time, and they fall for all the deception and all the lies out there and all the confusing stuff that doesn't make sense at all because it doesn't come from source, it comes from the ego, okay? And the ego always wants comfortable miracle solutions, or explanations that makes the ego feel comfortable because it is in alignment with this limited state of being that is linear and, dependent on what's outside of them. This is not the truth. When you hear a new theory, always compare it to ancient scriptures. Do religions talk about this? And there is a lot of truth in religion. Again, a lot of it has been falsely translated and adapted to fit very earthly and evil causes, but there is a lot of truth in it that can be very pure. If you don't find it there, if you do not find it in the majority of near-death experiences or like what other people say, then it's probably wrong. And it doesn't make sense, this concept, because it goes completely against what so many spiritual teachers explain, and it is that our body is the physical manifestation of our soul. We pick our outward appearance, we pick our names, we pick our birth date. Before we come into existence, we make these karmic soul contracts with the help of our spirit team. We pick our challenges. We pick the country and time we are born in. We pick our relationships. We pick all of that. The fact that I look like this is because my soul chose it. It reflects what my soul represents in this incarnation. So it is completely me. It is mine. And when my time comes to transition, when my time comes for my soul to graduate this earth school, the body will cease to exist as well, and no other soul can take over because it's not their body. Every soul has a different appearance, okay, has a different aura, has a different energy. It doesn't make sense. The only thing what comes to mind here is possession, but that is different. That is when a foreign soul takes over your body and kind of oppresses your own soul, but then you have two souls in one body, and that is demonic, okay? But that's not the same thing. So don't fall for that walk-in theory. It doesn't make sense. I can't reconcile that theory with anything I heard from other channelers and NDE and OBE people. Also, the soul trap theory is complete BS. Don't fall for it. If you are curious, look it up. But the soul trap, it doesn't make sense. It goes completely against everything that we have been taught, and it goes against the God-given right of free will, which we do have. So, yeah. I could go on and on about this. There is so much to say, but this is actually really exhausting for me. For those of you who watched the entire Q&A, thank you so very much. Please let me know that you watched everything. If you're still here right now, post a brown heart because I'm wearing a brown shirt. That's how I know you made it till the end. Thank you to everyone who asked interesting questions. I hope you have all learned from them. Take very good care, and I hope I'll see you again very soon. Bye.